Alright, so now that we're max level 80 on the Titan Reforged realms, we're farming gear. We're doing heroics, and we're doing Upper Blackrock Spire. Upper Blackrock Spire is an old, little, dinky level 60 dungeon, but it has a very special item called the FELSTRIKER off Warchief Rend Blackhand. And this item, even at level 80 in Wrath of the Lich King, is very good for rogues for doing AoE damage with Fan of Knives against large numbers of enemies. So, super good item to have, takes a little bit of work, and we can solo those runs. We're doing these UBRS, Upper Blackrock Spire runs, while waiting in the Dungeon Finder queue to do heroic dungeons with, other level 80 characters and get our other level 80 gear. But we can do, one FELSTRIKER run and then one heroic dungeon. The queue times are about 10 to 12 minutes, so we can get the FELSTRIKER run in. FELSTRIKER, super rare, about a 2% drop off of this guy, so we expect to have to do a large number of runs. Oh, dang, I was trying to get him destroyed before he summoned. Right, Titan Reforged realms are realms that came out only to the China region. However, exciting news is you can access them as a foreigner, as someone who is not from China, doesn't have a Chinese citizenship. I have a Google Doc that goes over a guide of what services, what payment structures, whatever you need to do to be able to access this. And if you're watching on YouTube, I will link it in the video description, probably the pinned comment as well. So you can check that out. And if you're live on the stream, whoopsies, I typed it wrong. I have an ! access command that puts it up in chat. Done with MOP? No, we're signed up for our weekly guild raid on Thursday. A common misconception from a lot of people is I'm not playing a version of the game at the very moment they're watching, and they think I'm never going to play it again. That's not correct, Permasmug. We're just not doing it right now. We got a guild raid on Thursday for Mists of Pandaria. Definitely reduced the amount of time I'm playing Mists of Pandaria. Right, so let me show you guys. Some people don't really know about FELSTRIKER. I'll show you about FELSTRIKER. Look at the damage meter. Look at the damage meter. Pretty good. This is Titan Steel Spellblade main hand, FELSTRIKER offhand, 15 enemies. Huge amount of damage, and it just keeps going. It just keeps going. It's very, very good. That video that explains what's going on, I can also put that in the chat for anyone that wants to see that in more detail. Rookie numbers, yeah, that was one of my weaker pulls for sure. We gotta cook on this UBRS run though. Have to go a little quicker if we want to finish the run before our dungeon queue pops. Right, so I didn't actually really explain too much about what the Titan Reforged realms are, other than that they're Chinese exclusive and that now foreigners can play because we have a guide on how to set that up. What the Titan Reforged realms actually are Wrath of the Lich King based, so level 80 talents, level 80 professions. You got Inscription, you got Jewel Crafting, you got Northrend, Outland, Eastern Kingdoms, Kalimdor, and all those associated dungeons. It's basically, if something's not specifically changed, you should assume it's the way it is in Wrath of the Lich King. The changes, the main change is that all the raids from Vanilla and from Burning Crusade are scaled up to level 80. So you have a level 80 version of Molten Core, Blackwing Lair, Tempest Keep, Black Temple, Hyjal, all those old raids have a scaled up level 80 25 player version, and all the loot is redesigned with new stats, new set bonuses, new stuff like that. So the loot is totally revamped as well. So I'm excited to, go into those old raids with, what I think is the best version of Rogue from the first 3 expansions. Rogue was okay in vanilla. Rogue absolutely sucked in Burning Crusade, and Rogue was great in Wrath of the Lich King. So Rogue being my favorite class, I'm really excited to go into those old raids with basically the best version of Rogue. That's pretty exciting to me. And to, look at all the redesigned loot with new set bonuses, new effects, mix and match the different set bonuses and effects to do powerful stuff. That's exciting to me. How's the latency? I'm looking at 193, which is, a little less than 1/5 of 1 second. Any AoE gold farming you think could be a thing for this version? I kind of thought I could go into Zul'Farrak and AoE it down. There's a great source of Mage Weave cloth, and Mage Weave is almost 40 silver a piece. And you could probably just pull the entire dungeon of Zul'Farrak and then Fan of Knives it. I haven't tried doing that. The main gold farm I've actually done is yesterday I did, it's on my instance tracker, 50 runs of Mana Tombs. Yeah. So yesterday I just do 5 runs of Mana Tombs, takes me 20 minutes, and then, stand up and go do chores around the house, like laundry, cleaning, whatever, for 40 minutes. Then my instance lockout is reset, and I can do 5 Mana Tombs again. 5 Mana Tombs was going to generate me about 225 gold. So every hour I was making 225 gold, and I was getting 40 minutes of chores done IRL at the same time. So I'd say that was a pretty good situation. I made just about, let's see, I wrote it down, 2,251 gold in total from doing all that. What you're doing in there, that's a rogue, and you have to be mining. Mining is what's generating all the money. They actually took the treasure chests out of Mana Tombs. Like, you used to be able to do treasure chest runs in Mana Tombs, and that was like a good thing to do. But there's no more treasure chests. Those are gone, unfortunately. So in each Mana Tombs run, there are 2 adamantite nodes and the second boss called Tavarak. You kill him, and you can mine his corpse, and his corpse is better than a rich adamantite deposit. It drops the same amount of adamantite as a rich deposit, but then it also drops 1 to 3 uncommon quality gems, which on this server are about 1.5 to 2.5 gold each. A lot of people use them for leveling jewel crafting. And then he also drops, I think it's like 4 to 6 lesser planar essences, which are 1.5 gold each on this server. So yeah, I mean, you run through, you mine the 2 adamantite nodes, you kill Tavarak. He has a 50% chance of dropping a weapon, and those vendor for 7 to 9 gold a piece. And then the other 50% of the time, he drops a stupid armor piece. You mine him, and yeah, I mean, you make a pretty good amount of gold that way, I would say. Have you been accepted in China? Are you a brother? Well, I would say, most of the Chinese people I interact with, like in the random dungeon finder queue, they're not speaking any English. But that's okay, because we're playing World of Warcraft. I don't need to, communicate a bunch of dungeon strategies all the time. It's pretty much fine to do, a Deadmines run or a Utgarde Keep run without really having to communicate. But most of the people I've interacted don't speak English. Some people do speak English, and the English-speaking people I have interacted with have all been very friendly. And they're very excited that I'm here. They get that I'm a foreigner. They want to help me. They say, welcome to the servers. I hope you're having fun. Really has been a great reception. And I'm, happy to report that, just like in the West in World of Warcraft, everyone hates and memes on Ret Paladins, and everyone hates and memes on Ret Paladins in Chinese WoW too. Okay? Everyone understands that Ret Paladins don't know where their blessing buttons are, and are dumb or whatever. A lot of the same memes and player attitudes are the same. It's kind of been like a cultural bridge experience of wow, we come from totally different places in the world, and it's kind of exclusive. But look, like, there's all these same, like, ideas about World of Warcraft that make it pretty relatable, I would say. I'm gonna keep skinning on this character until I'm done with these FELSTRIKER runs, and then probably drop it. I think I'm going tailoring for sure, but I'm not totally sure on what other profession I want to go. They've made it so engineering bombs and sapper charges don't require engineering to use them. So anyone can use the bombs and sapper charges. They also made the nitro boosts be usable by anyone. That's like the movement speed boot thing. So the only aspects of engineering that are exclusive to engineering now are, the hyperspeed accelerator glove enchant and the epic crafted goggles. Got him. All right. Oh, okay. We gotta lock the prediction and loot the thing right away, because we got our dungeon queue. Prediction and submissions. Warchief, Rend, Blackhand, ready, set. Not this time, folks. We're in. Will FELSTRIKER drop this run? The answer is no. Unlucky. Let's up the run counter to 4. Let's see. Set focus. We gotta save our vanish cooldown for the second boss, because we need to do a special thing with aggroing it and vanishing. Great doubter value these runs. Yep. Alright, in this dungeon, we're looking for one thing, and one thing only. We're looking for the chest armor off of the first boss here, so it's coming up pretty quick. Like all the other dungeons, there could be other things that are good for us, but that's, like, the main thing we're looking for. And just to be clear, other people on this server already have FELSTRIKER. People have linked it to me, said they had it. So there's no chance of this being a situation where, like, oh, the item is removed and it doesn't exist in this version. It definitely exists. People have gotten it already, okay? Maybe I should save my single target cooldowns for Hadronox boss also. Because that's, this one we're just going to knock it over, but Hadronox is actually a bit of a DPS check to kill it before all the ads show up. Fix the trade on the tank, expose armor, and slice and dice up. Doing great. 3 minutes on my poisons. I put a nice little life ward enchant on this weapon. Just it helps keep me healthy during all these farming runs of UBRS that I'm doing. Really saves some time on those. Alright, we want to see, I think it's called Custodian something? Tunic of the Custodian, Custodian chest piece, Custodian something or other is the name of this item. That was a completely unnecessary fan of knives. They were all going to die to the consecration anyways. The hunter... Oh, the hunter could also do the skip of the trash mobs. Oh! Oh! Yes, please! That's our first good item today. Oh, no, sorry. Yeah, okay, it's the first one we actually got. We saw the gourd hide red leg guards, but we lost the roll on them. That's good. That actually knocks this dungeon completely off of the list. Oh, shit. I don't have a ranged attack. Oh, what is it? He's just going in. Okay, he doesn't want to do the skip, I guess. Okay, never mind. We're not doing any skip for this trash mobs. For these trash mobs. Maybe he thinks most groups don't have the DPS to do the skip. Does Wrath have the engineering helm? Yeah, we could get weakness spectralizer's engineering helm if we went engineering. I'm pretty sure I'm going to go tailoring, and I think I'm kind of trying to decide between just going like enchanting, because it'd be really easy to level up alongside tailoring, or go leatherworking, because I could probably make a lot of money from leatherworking. I think it's a reasonable assumption that there's going to be good crafted items down the line that I might want to craft for myself as leatherworking. You know, a lot of these raids have like, you know, or their old versions of the raid had crafted, you know, crafting recipes that dropped in them that were good in their time, so I would expect a revised version of them to also be decent. Wound poison actually going to be huge here. So the real trick with this boss is he puts out a poison on all these guys that he's fighting. It heals him per second, but it also heals him giga when the mob dies. So you need to not do AoE, and you need to single target the boss, so you're not killing all the stupid little mobs. Or we wait for him to kill them all, perhaps, and then we just don't have to worry about that. I think that's what we're doing. Slower way to do it, but definitely safer way. CJQ roll. Let me see if I have a translation for this. Asking CJQ if you will roll for healing gear. Oh yeah, I don't care about healing gear. I don't know if they're even talking to me. Oh, the tank is in. I didn't even realize the tank was in. Alright, so tanks really love this dungeon because it drops a super duper good tanking trinket off of this second boss right here. Gossamer something or other. Big tank trinket here. See if the tank gets it. No, that's unlucky. That did not drop. That looks like it sucked, too. Pretty good. Can we just equip it straight away? 100 less I'm gonna lose 1,000 health equipping this item. Yeah, I guess that's what you get for having really good offensive stats. Equipped. I'm not overcapping expertise, so that's fine. Bye-bye 1,000 health, though. I kind of hate this item design. You know, it comes up every once in a while across different versions where, like, an item has like more offensive stats than usual, but then has no stamina. And it's like, you know, it just makes your character really frail for usually a rather small offensive gain compared to, you know, the next best thing that actually has stamina on it. So I think after this, the last 2 dungeons that we haven't queued into yet, Utgarde Keep Heroic and Utgarde Pinnacle Heroic. Yeah, glass cannon gear. That's a good way to call it. Expose armor up. Pound. Make sure I don't get hit by that. Okay, can I cloak this? I guess I can. This boss, annoying in normal mode, annoying in heroic mode too. Big surprise. How's Wrath Rogue feeling? Wonderful. Smooth energy regen, oh my god. It's so much better to deal with than, you know, 20 energy every 2 seconds. There's so much I like about Wrath Rogue, way more than vanilla and TBC Rogue. You know, you have multiple viable DPS builds, which you don't really have, you know, not really the case in Burning Crusade or vanilla. Back away for pound. I just remember in my head, like, funky targeting with pound, where like if I was too close to the boss, even if I was behind it, that pound ability would hit me and then just kill me because it chunks the tank. It kills a damage dealer. But it looks like the other damage dealers have stood closer than me to the boss and they've been okay. So maybe I'm just too scared of that ability. Maybe I'm misremembering how big its range is. Either way, I mean, I'm not dead, and I'm doing okay damage, so, you know, I don't think we need to worry too much. How was I jumping to over there? Alright, it's a 3rd burrow. Great boss. Love this. You know what my favorite thing is? Burrow phases. Where you can't attack the boss, and the trash mobs you fight are totally irrelevant. And you can't even speed up the burrow phase by killing the trash mobs faster. Yo, that's my favorite way to design a boss. I wish every boss was like this. What's your favorite meal? Ooh. That's a good question. Most delicious. Without regard to, like, its nutritional value. I mean, I gotta go with, like, some pizza and breadsticks. I think, you know, I'm a sucker for that, man. Some pepperoni pizza, maybe some sausage on it. Some breadsticks with it. Not exactly the most healthy, depending on where you get it from. But, most delicious? Yeah. But, I don't eat pizza very much. I try to make my food a little bit more of, healthy choices. What do we got here? Crypt Lord's Deft Blade? It's better than the thing I've got, but I'd have to re-life ward it. Someone else is need rolling it. I don't really care about that because I'm not trying to be combat, and so because someone else is need rolling it, I'm just gonna let them have it. Got a frozen rune there. Did you train 2 to 3 years in Dagestan, or where did you get that hat from? A long time ago. Wait, no, I was misremembering. I got it from my grandmother, and I don't remember where she got it from. I mean, probably Russia. Leave instance group. Alright, back in Blackrock Mountain. We did good on that Azjol-Nerub. Now we do another FELSTRIKER run while we wait for heroic queue. I think we got enough inventory room to not worry about it. But after this FELSTRIKER plus heroic dungeon, we probably have to Hearthstone Dalaran to empty out the inventory. I mean, the first FELSTRIKER? Right. We're going to get it first. Yeah, you're right. First try. This is first try. Ignore the thing on the screen that says we already did 4 runs. Yeah, let me do start prediction. Will FELSTRIKER drop this run? There we go. Make sure it's reset. Duration's good here. Let's hit up the dungeon queue. Keep or Pinnacle. Zone in. Roloff, you're going all in? Are you going all in on Believer or Doubter? I mean, a lot of people go all in on Doubter, and those are mostly the people who have a lot of channel points. Can the Doubters keep getting away with it? Not forever. They can't keep getting away with it forever, okay? Just like most of the time. What happens if Q pops before you get to Rend? Then I go in the dungeon and I cancel and refund the prediction. If I don't choose an outcome, I can cancel and refund it, and everyone gets their points back. But unless we get like an unusually fast queue time, we should be good. You know, we got this down. We got a good rhythm going. I'm good at zipping through these. Monday, question mark, says Permagrin. Yeah, you're right. I don't normally stream on Monday. I'm guessing that's what you're implying with your question of Monday, question mark. But yeah, I mean, I got all the stuff I needed to do around the house done, you know, cooking, like meal prep, laundry, all that. Got it all done yesterday, and like I'm super stoked to log into Titan. Like basically, I was gonna do Titan Reforged WoW all day anyways today, because I got everything else done I needed to yesterday. So like, might as well just be streaming. Skip the dragons out in this room. Don't need to kill them. Roloff says, my dad works at Blizzard. I told him about the FELSTRIKER / Spellblade combo. They will nerf Blade of Knives tomorrow. Bro, dude, if Zyrene nerfs my Fan of Knives, I'll be so mad. I'll be so mad. I think what would, if they're gonna nerf it, probably what they would nerf is they would turn it into a normalized weapon damage instead of non-normalized weapon damage. So if that happened, if they made that change, that would mean extra slow weapons are not extra good for this ability. Right now, with the way it is, the slower the weapon, the more damage it does with Fan of Knives. Which makes this item, Titan Steel Spellblade, what apparently looks like a caster dagger, makes it literally the best Fan of Knives weapon in all of original Wrath of the Lich King. You know, it's possible they come out with some new custom shit that, you know, somehow outpaces this dagger. But yeah, I bought that dagger for 700 gold. Bought that before I bought dual spec and before I bought cold weather flying. Because I knew, man, it's all about the Titan Steel Spellblade FELSTRIKER situation. I mean, that's what I want. That's what I'm most excited for. They make a new dagger called Slow Loris that's 2.8 speed. Why would they do that, though? Just to fuck with everyone who already dumped a fat sack of coins on a Spellblade? We'll see. I mean, for this version, like, new items and new set bonuses to mix and match is, like, really exciting for me. So having a full redesign of 11 tiers worth of loot that I can mix and match all together, like, that sounds great. Fan of Knives, not good on Heroic. Well, the weapons I've got right now are not very good for Fan of Knives, and the build I have is not that good for Fan of Knives. So I would only really be fanning if I had very large pulls, like multiple trash packs at once. Most of the tanks in most of my dungeons are pulling one pack of trash at once. So I'm never really hitting that like number of targets that makes Fan of Knives a good idea with my kind of scuffed setup. May I ask about the dagger? Yeah, we got an exclamation point FELSTRIKER command, Mitsurugi. You can check out. It links a YouTube video that really explains everything that's going on. It is very good at level 80. It is specifically and only good for AoE, hitting many targets at once with Fan of Knives. And if you want more details on it, you know, the video's linked in chat. The bot, you know, linked for you. So we go to our heroic dungeons, get our like general purpose upgrades, and then we run here as many times as it takes. Get that dang FELSTRIKER. %. 2% each time. These only have one elite, these first two waves. I think I want to save Blade Flurry Killing Spree till we have a wave that has 2 elites in it. Where is my character? Good. Their raid release schedule. I don't know about dates, but there's data mined order of raids. Which, you know, may or may not be correct, may be subject to change, who knows. But yeah, there's now a Titan Reforge FAQ channel on the Discord. Zarfe says, hello, my name is Zarfe, and this is how my buddy Simon got FELSTRIKER on his 5th run. Hello, YouTube. We'll see. We'll see if we get lucky. We just gotta keep pounding it till we get it. And we also get a lot of rugged leather out of these runs, which is not bad. You know, we're making some gold on these. The rune cloth I could probably sell too. I think that's it. Yep. Alright, now we start looting and skinning. There's a 90-second wait after the last trash pack before the boss spawns. And last time we didn't quite skin everything in that time. So we stay busy for the whole run, is what I'm saying. If I double click with this skinning, it like interrupts. Because it like tries to loot something else. Gotta be a little careful, or else I waste more time. Oh, we got Titanic Fragments off of that one. That's the little red fire effect on my character. Titanic Fragments are a currency, a new currency added. They're pretty cool. You get them from doing quests, from doing random dungeons. You get them sometimes from doing gathering professions. And all they really are a currency that you can trade in for like trade goods that help you level up your professions. So like you can get iron ore, you can get herbs for alchemy or inscription, you can get, you know, what else? Stones or whatever, to just stuff that helps you level your professions. So it's kind of great. Rugs, yo, thank you very much for the raid. Just in time to see me get FELSTRIKER on my 5th run. 5th run, for sure. It's definitely dropping. Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a great stream, Rugs. I appreciate that. Spano says, yeah, pre-grats for the FELSTRIKER. Alright, this channel point prediction has... I have to loot it quick because we just got our Utgarde keep queue. Ready, set. I locked the prediction. Ready, set. Not this time. Better luck next time. This is not the run. Answer is no. F. Oh no, am I gonna have to roll on the crossbow against this hunter? Yeah, I'm gonna have to roll on the crossbow against the hunter. Look, the hunter took my leather legs. I mean, a different hunter did. I don't feel bad about taking the crossbow, okay? If they're gonna roll on my leather, I'm gonna roll on my ranged weapons. If they're bis for me, it's bis for me. So fuck it. Did that pet just level up? It's level 76. Alright, let's see. Set focus, the paladin tank, tricks of the trade. Good to go here. You will put shame on your family on full intent if you roll on bow. Yeah, but it's a tit for tat situation, okay? Hunter rolls on my leather, I roll on Hunter's bow. That's just the way it is. Burger American stealing expo from hardworking Chinese player. Look. I've had fucking cloth-wearing mages need roll leather agility items against me, okay? Runecaster's Mantle. Okay, that's a greed roll. What are they saying in chat? This is just someone's add-on that, like, announces all the players' names at the start of the dungeon. So it doesn't really mean anything. I've seen that a lot. Uh-oh, tank health is spiking. Let's see, can I... Yeah, I dropped out a stun. Okay, tank almost died there. Fix the trade. Alright, there's two potentially good items, and they both come from last boss. Crossbow, very good. Very good range slot item. And the other one is called the Sharp Barbed Leather Belt. It's not quite as good as Jorok's Crocodile skin belt that I can get for Titanic Embers, but if I can grab this belt here, then I can spend those Titanic Embers on something else that's a bigger upgrade. Right? Like, Sharp Barbed is a little bit worse than Jorok's, right? So, you know, Jorok's is the ideal thing, but I don't have unlimited embers to spend, right? So if I get Sharp Barbed, then I'll spend the embers somewhere else that gives me a bigger upgrade magnitude. Blade Flurry there. Oh, shit. Big knockback. Got that Eviscerate off with the Blade Flurry right before Blade Flurry was over. It's good. Skinning the dragon. Icy Dragon skills. Those are just vendor value, unfortunately. But they do vendor for an entire gold, so that's good. I mean, honestly, they're better than skinning Borean Leather, because Borean Leather sells on the auction house for like 30 to 40 silver. Icy Dragon Scale happens to be vendor loot, but it's still a gold. I wonder if this is really a good idea. Fan of Knives, 3 targets. Get a little adrenaline rush. Probably more the adrenaline rush doing the work and the Fan of Knives. I'm guessing 3 target Fan of Knives. Not the best. Your party is complaining about you missing kicks and stuns. How do you know? I mean, they're not saying so in instance chat. Are you getting the, like, whispers about, like, you know, that, like, they're telling you and then they're telling you to tell me? Is that what's going on? Ooh, I wonder how many bosses we will skip. A lot of runs, skip as many bosses as possible. I was gonna sap that and then we could have walked right past. I don't know if this boss skipping meta is, you know, as prevalent in the heroic dungeons, but when I was doing leveling, like, normal mode dungeons, it was literally skip every boss you possibly could. Like, even if there were no trash mobs between you and the boss, you just walk past it, because you didn't have to kill it to get to the end, and the end is where the experience is. Agathon says, if I made a tune, I'd probably name it Dumb American, so they know they're dealing with a big language barrier. There's one guy in our guild that's called USA Man. Which I like. That's a good name. He was actually our first max level rogue. I think I'm the second max level rogue in the guild. USA Man was the first max level rogue. He went pretty fucking fast. He was like 2 or 3 days ahead of me. And he went super hard. Introduced by 200. It's fine. Ooh, mining node? Cobalt. Worthless cobalt, dude. Leather intellect with a metagem socket. Crit spell power. Okay, fuck that. That did not really work as well as I thought it would. Seemed like the Warlock just did some Seed of Corruptions, and then the mobs fell over. Cobalt deposit. I need one more skill point to get max level mining. And then I get a big stamina bonus. Can we get it off of this cobalt? Nope, we did not get the skill point. There should be one more mining node in this dungeon, which we may or may not kill the trash mobs that are next to it, but we'll see. Ashbeck says, I'm out of the loop. What's different with these Chinese servers? Based on Wrath of Lich King, so unless I say something, just assume everything's Wrath of Lich King, except for all the raids from Vanilla and Burning Crusade and Wrath of Lich King are scaled up to be level 80, 25-player raids, and all the loot from them is redesigned with new stats and new set bonuses. So basically, you just get to do 11 tiers of raiding with Wrath of Lich King characters. And you know what? That sounds super fucking great to me. Wrath of Lich King, best rogue. You know, best version of rogue. They linking. Wand of the Sand Lane. Oh, I think that's probably why we killed the first boss. Nope. We're not gonna skip them, I guess. Oh, Mad Max with a change hat request? Okay. Will Deathbringers will be different? I would assume so. I haven't looked at loot. I mean, like, I looked at the Warglaives, and it looked like they changed some of the stats, but not the others. So the impression I got from that was, yeah, who cares if you can data mine it right now, because a lot of it's probably unfinished. Like, some aspects of Warglaives had, like, what were obviously level 80 stats, and, like, the weapon DPS was just unchanged and was the TBC version. So I'm like, yeah, this is obviously unfinished, so who cares about looking at it way ahead of time when it's unfinished. Alright, one more Cobalt. A regular old Cobalt. I figured, like, the mining nodes would level up when you change it from normal mode to heroic. That's, you know, makes sense to me. Like, those should be Serenites, because this is now a level 80 dungeon because we're doing it in heroic mode, but I guess not. We are clearing to the node, though. Sometimes it spawns on the other side and they just skip all the mobs that are guarding it. But when that happens, if there's only one mob guarding it, I can go up, blind the mob, mine the node, and then vanish. Wait, they're saying something about Simonize. Yeah, let me see if I can get a translation. Come on, translator, please work. Has cast on Simonize, time casting, pain suppression. Oh, that sounds like it's just an automated message from, like, some add-on. Being like, this spell got cast on this guy. Not important. It's always been Cobalt. Yeah, I mean, maybe that's true. I'm just saying, like, it doesn't, you know, that's lame. And I thought they could level up, you know, it'd be fine to think that the mining nodes would level up alongside all the mobs leveling up. Alright, I'm getting a little anxious about this boss, because if that crossbow drops and I need roll it, I think there might be drama. Much rather just have the sharp barbed leather belt drop, need roll it, no drama. Kenneth says, which server are you playing at since it's none of them? You did the exclamation point server command. What are you confused about? Because it does show all the servers I'm playing on. Did you not read what the chatbot said? You're going to have to clarify what you're missing from reading this exclamation point server command. Just say Bing chilling and Hearthstone. We'll see what happens. Oh, what's this translation? Tail King Bow and Arrow request. I don't know what that means, but he's talking about a bow and arrow. Built-in translator. It's not built-in. It's extra software. And you're right. It's not the greatest. What's it gonna be? Drama or no drama? No drama. We get off with a no drama run. Anhild's ring. This ring sucks. We don't care about it. Greed roll that. Greed roll that. Need roll this. Need roll that. Leave instance group. UBRS is 82. No, it's not. That was a Utgarde keep run. Alright, now I have to Hearth Dalaran, get rid of all my inventory. Was this Blood Elf Rogue? No clothes. Base stats and objects the same on Chinese server than last EU Wrath Classic. I'm not sure what you mean by that question. But you also asked earlier, Henneth, how you get access to it. Well, lucky for you, there's a ! access command right on the screen that you can do, and that shows you how to get access to this as a foreigner, as someone who is not from China. Monkey Helmet, Ember Talisman, Arcane Brilliance. Sell price 5 gold. Wonder if they auction for more or less than that. Flask of Chromatic Resistance. Yeah, that's a vendor. Alright, the rest of the stuff goes to the bank alt. Ditch it, deal with it later. Oh, that should have been vendored. Alright, so we have one more heroic to do. But we're going to keep up with our sequence of one FELSTRIKER run, then one heroic run. Are combo points specific to the target? Yes, in Wrath of the Lich King, your combo points are specific to the target, and that is not changed in this version. So once we do Pinnacle, then we cannot specific queue the dungeons anymore. And we'll just random queue, and if we get one that we don't need, we'll just leave and do another FELSTRIKER run.
What's on your mind? Take them.
XEPZY says, business as usual, it's okay, warriors and hunters roll on leather, but if a rogue rolls on items the other two classes also need, well then everyone loses their minds. Yeah, true. Look, in my guild chat, it says, a rogue in my group has 11 unspent talent points. I say, the more I hear about the rogues here, the easier I think it will be for me to look insanely good at this game. And it says, I meant with my last question that if object stats were the same than our last EU server. I don't know every item from the EU server. I still am not really clear. I think you're asking if there's class balancing or if items are changed. I mean, it seems like almost every raid drop item that I've seen so far is changed, and almost everything that comes from outside of raids is not changed. And there's no class balancing or class adjustments that I've seen so far. Aside from some of the alliance races got new racial bonuses, like humans now have Lionheart, 3-minute cooldown plus 15% crit chance for 15 seconds. All right, we made it back to the start, so here's a good part to reset. Time to, whoopsies, prediction. Star prediction, will FELSTRIKER drop this run? And we will queue up for Utgarde Pinnacle, find group, and zone in right here. How's China WoW? China WoW has been great so far. I mean, we're back to FELSTRIKER jail. You know, this is my home where I've spent a lot of time already. We love FELSTRIKER runs here. Getting double spawns out of Rend. There's no fucking way I would ever double spawn an instance boss live on stream. That sounds like an incredibly dumb idea. One instance, one boss kill. That's the rules. Massacre sword. Wonderful. More rune cloth. I wonder how much gold I'm actually making out of these runs. You know, between the rune cloth and the rugged leather being probably the main things, and then we get a handful of blue or greens. Like this vendor's for 475. It's pretty good. If I decided to go enchanting, I would probably want to save a bunch of these greens to disenchant them. This is run 6. Is it really? Did I not increment the counter last time? I can look in my Nova instance tracker. We did one run prior to today, so I can count the number of runs, and then I can be sure. Not that I don't believe you, but the run counter is sacred, so we need to double check to be sure. One, two, three, four, 5, 6? Oh, this one didn't complete. So yes, that's right. 5 runs completed. This is run 6. There's one run we did today that we didn't complete because our dungeon queue popped. Yep, okay. Jimmy Pop says you got your FELSTRIKER second run. Yeah, sometimes in life there are winners like you, and other times there are losers like me who got it on run number 100 for the first rogue I farmed this on. Blair Crunk says, how's it going? Pretty good. It is going pretty good. FELSTRIKER and chill, you know? The real winners are the doubters. Yeah, the doubters likely to rake in a lot of points here. How much is the boost in Sethic? They request Alipay. Okay. So apparently there are people doing dungeon boosting and charging real money. Yikes. Yeah, extreme TOS violation. That's right, Roxor. $100+ sounds insane. Well, Jimmy, in Wrath Classic, I ran 3 rogues. And while my first rogue was really unlucky, taking 100 runs, the other 2 were in the like 20 to 30 range. So overall, I got 3 FELSTRIKERs, and I think it was 151 runs total, which is like spot on average, right? So I can't be too upset about that. Ember Fury. Maybe I should sprint right here. I sprinted between the first and second rooms. Maybe I should sprint in this section, save the cooldown. Because I got to the altar and still had most of the sprint duration left. And then didn't, you know, do anything with it. Think about it. This could be our last FELSTRIKER run for this character. It just has to drop this time. And then we don't have to go back to you know, this friggin' dungeon. Oh, wait, shit. The queue time. Wait. The estimated queue time for Pinnacle is extremely low. All the other ones were like 15-minute queues. Should I bail this queue right now? And re-queue it right now? Just so it doesn't pop before we're done here? I think I should. I didn't realize it was that, you know, that short when we specific queue Pinnacle. We were getting like 15-minute queues for all the other ones we did. Which gave us plenty of time to finish one run. There we go. Because of time of day, it is 5 a.m. server time, which is approximately, you know, the main time zone in China. I would say there would be fewer people playing, which would make me think the queue times would be longer if there were fewer people playing. But, you know, I don't know, whatever. I think it's probably because I'm maybe queuing a specific dungeon that's more popular. Probably a lot of tanks that want Utgarde Pinnacle because the sword that drops is really good. Red Sword of Courage. When do raids launch? I believe that's December 5th. So, soon. You know, like a couple days, less than a week. And we'll be doing Titan Reforged Molten Core. Stream lag. Oh, yeah, we are dropping some frames. What the hell is going on? Let me write it down. Let me write it down. Yeah, we got frame dropping on the stream. That's too bad. Luckily, nothing's happening. 3:20 p.m. 3:20 p.m. And we have 2,349 frames, which is 0.4%. All right, let's get to skinning these. My game latency? Oh, my game latency is a little fucked up too. Let me see. Estimated ping 1,000. Something is effed. Now it says ping 432. Now it says ping 200. 238. 292. Looks like about half the ping is coming from the connection between Japan and China, and half of it is coming from here to here. But okay, my ping to the game server shouldn't really be too big of a deal. Shouldn't directly impact my stream, because the stream is pinging to, you know, whatever server in North America. Alright, here we go. Gith is out. Warchief Rend Blackhand is out. Alright. Let's finish all the skinning that I need to do. Last chance to get in on the FELSTRIKER prediction for this run. I don't think I did any of these runs with a rogue that had skinning before. I think all my Wrath of Lich King rogues never had skinning. This is a great profession to have while doing these runs. Can you put some Chinese music for the vibes? No, but we can do 1 hour of old school RuneScape music. Okay, everything else is looted. We have 45k against 526k. 3, 2, 1. Wait. Hang on. Yeah, run number 6. This is definitely going to be it. Oh, yeah. And the gloves are going to drop in our Pinnacle heroic dungeon. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Ready, set. Battle, whatever. What is this? That's the wrong item. That's not what I was supposed to get. That's, I don't know, game bugged. It's bugged. Choose outcome, no. Prediction, start prediction. Will Simon get any good items in this dungeon run? This is for Pinnacle. There's only one item we want in Pinnacle. It's the epic gloves off the last boss. Let me up the run counter now. There we go. Never mind, we got returned to the start of the queue. Okay. There we go. Pinnacle run. Let's see, 3:25 p.m. We're now up to 5,036 dropped frames, which is 0.7%. Someone immediately left the dungeon group. Set focus on the tank. I hope the tank doesn't pull stuff, because we don't have a healer right now. So that would be a little bit awkward. My durability, slightly below half. Oh, fresh healer. See if they're going to immediately leave also. What do we got? Do they want to stick around for Utgarde Pinnacle? Wait, they queued as healer, but they're in shadow form right now. So they have left. Okay. Goodbye. Healer saw a rogue and bailed. No, that definitely, dude, that's definitely not what happened. There's no way that's what happened. Wait, this guy has an English character name and an English character guild name? Maybe they speak English. Who wants a rogue? The most nerfed class in the game? I mean, rogues suck ass in Burning Crusade, and they're pretty mid in vanilla, but in Wrath of the Lich King, man, rogue's pretty good. Alright, we got another healer. Let's see if this one wants to actually do the dungeon. Pagani says, happy to see you stream on a Monday. Here's a dad joke. My boss asked, what? Wait, they're trying to remove from the group? What? Who is this? Do you want to kick them? No, I do not want to kick them. Okay, dad joke. My boss asked me how good I was at making spreadsheets. I told him I excel at it. Good. All right, someone else left now the tank left the raid group. Or instance group, I mean. Okay, now we have a paladin tank, which is admittedly probably better. I wonder how many people are gonna cycle through this group before we actually get going. Alright, one of the damage dealers left. What is everyone just doing this thing that I was planning to do, where they random queue, and if they get one they don't like, they just leave? But it wouldn't make sense, because some of these people, like that priest that just left, was here from the beginning, and if they got the dungeon and decided they didn't want it, they would have just left right at the beginning. What is happening from Mr. Bungled? I do not know. I do not know why they tried to vote kick someone before pulling a single mob in the dungeon. I do not know why we've cycled through, I think, 4 healers now. You know... We'll see. I mean, this tank has the sword already. And a shield. No gem or enchant on anything. Epic belt. Feeling the latency being a little bit worse. Rogue top of the damage meter. Don't worry about it. Not going to be top of the damage meter on this pull where I don't have 3 different cooldowns to pop, though. Awkward. Probably pull this into that, I'm thinking. Yeah, it looks like we're moving. We're moving. I think this is enough targets to press Fan of Knives. I don't really know, though. Just seemed like a good idea. Although, gosh, the weapons I have equipped right now are not good Fan of Knives weapons. It would have been better if I, like, swapped on my Spellblade. Spellblade and Stalactite would be better than the ones I had on. Alright, prediction is up for this dungeon. We're going for the only good item here is the epic glove from the last boss. So if you want to predict on whether or not I get that, there are no agility users. There are no filthy warriors or hunters to roll on my leather. So I think this is a situation where no one would roll against me if it dropped. There we go. Rolling for disenchant, please. No enchanters allowed. Did you have a nice day off today? Well, or yesterday? Yes. What I did is I did 50 Mana Tombs runs, farming adamantite, to make 2,251 gold. But what I did is 5 Mana Tombs runs takes 20 minutes, then I'm instance locked. Then I did, work around the house, chores and, meal prep and laundry and cleaning for 40 minutes. And then I came back and I did 5 more Mana Tombs runs. And that was pretty much all day. I actually got a lot of shit done, like way more stuff than I would normally get done. So then today was pretty much just I could do whatever the hell I want. And, whatever the hell I want is basically play more Titan Reforge. So I just figured might as well stream it at that point. Although, man, this is unusual to me. We don't usually have, like, lag spikes and issues like this. This is the first time, since I started using the booster service that I ever had a lag spike. And it may be Spectrum Internet related. It may be related to my local, provider. They fuck me around quite a bit. You know what? You know what's crazy? I got an advertisement in the mail from AT&T advertising fiber. Like in the paper mail, like they know my address and they sent an advert to me advertising fiber internet. Which to my knowledge is not offered by anyone at this address. But if they know my address and they sent me an advertisement for fiber, maybe it means I can finally call Spectrum, curse at them a lot, and cancel my subscription and then get AT&T. I think it'd be very cathartic and relaxing for me to just be done with Spectrum. Although I didn't look into it yet. I got that mail yesterday. I didn't look into it yet. It may just be like, not actually accurate that You know, maybe there isn't actually fiber being offered at this address. One, two, three. All right, there we go. Healer is dead. Can Death Knight's battle res in this version? I'm pretty sure the answer is no. I think we're effed. Tank needs to heal themselves. If we have any hope. There's a disarm. Army of the Dead. That's smart. That's smart. That's good. Do as much damage as we possibly can. Save evasion for when it might go on me. Ooh, I think we're gonna pull this out. Oh, run, 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 run. Don't kill me. No, I was trying to run away. I didn't run fast enough. It was just 2 taps. This is the tank. That's the boss. Kiting, kiting. I think we're gonna make... Oh, there we go. We made it. Staff. Read roll. Blue Proto Drake did not drop, unfortunately. All right, not a lot of action on this prediction. Not many people really caring whether we get the gilt-edged leather gauntlets or not, apparently. Epic gloves, I mean, look at what we've got right now. It sucks ass. We get those gloves, is really big. Pagani says, you failed your quit smoking attempt, but I'll just try again now. Yeah, you got to keep trying. You know, if you don't get it the first time, you know, I mean, addictions are hard to overcome. So, you know, you just gotta keep trying and focus on the goal, Pagani. I hope you can, you know, do better next time. Already lost my FELSTRIKER stocks, got nothing to invest now. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Alright. I think we're all buffed up, good to go again. Fix the trade out. Blade Flurry. Killing Spree. Next boss is last boss. Oh, I can't sap those. Those are undeads. I'm gonna try to sap the closest one, and then we could walk past it on the right. But I don't think I get to sap undeads. Ooh, whoops, we're feared. Human, beast, demon, dragonkin. Yeah. Oh, you know what? There's some other training I need to do. I actually need to train the max rank of Faint. Because the max rank of Faint has the added effect of reducing AoE damage taken. So that's very good. Take the Dark Mending. Bands of Fading Light. Plate. Nature Protection. Still possible to join the guild. I don't really understand what's going on with the guild. I keep being told that, you know, invites are closed, no more invites, whatever. And then I keep seeing people join the guild. So I don't really know what the situation is. But I do know stream viewer Stranger Than Myth, I don't know if he's in right now, has a guild up on this server, a guild different than the one I'm in, that's just open invite to any English-speaking people. Yeah, Stranger Than Myth is here, yeah. Thankwar, hello? Oh shit, they're pulling the trash with the boss? That's crazy. Okay, we're feared. It's 80% for the boats, I believe. So I want to killing spree right before he hits 80. Nice, we immuned the stun with the killing spree. I wonder if I can cloak it. I already used human racial on the previous trash pack, stupidly. When he gets to 40, we'll try to pre-cloak. I don't think pre-cloak works. I know free action potion works. Here we go. Cloak up. Yeah, okay. Pre-cloak does not stop that. We could potentially, if we're really good, we might be able to vanish it. But vanish timing on something without a countdown timer is basically impossible. Oh, too late. I went for the vanish button. I'm dead. Interesting. Okay, well. That'll happen sometimes, I guess. Come on, gilt-edged gauntlets. Gilt-edged gauntlets? Oh, shit. Need that. Okay, I'm looking at the loot window. Looking at the loot window down here. Anyone else need rolling this crap? Need that, greed that. Gilt-edged gauntlets. You receive loot, gilt-edged gauntlets. Let's go! We knocked 2 different dungeons off the list today. We no longer need to do either of these dungeons. We knocked out Azjol-Nerub with this chest armor, and we knocked out Pinnacle with gilt-edged leather gauntlets. All right, that's big. Leave instance group. All right, let's pay out the believers. Yes. Knocking out dungeons means longer queue times. Well, I mean, what we're just going to do now, since we specific queued all 6 of the dungeons we care about, we're just going to random queue. And if we get one of the 8 that I don't care about, we're just going to leave and do another FELSTRIKER run. You know, that's what it's going to be now. I wonder how long the random queue is, because we were specific queuing all the time before. Can you spend the max level currency, the Embers? Yeah, I mean, I got my Mirror of Truth from Embers. Pretty much all the stuff you used to buy with Emblem of Heroism, you now buy with Titanic Embers. That's basically it. All right. Reset all instances. Let's go random Lich King heroic. And let's see what the estimated queue time is. 5 minutes? Yeah, okay. I'm going to leave that queue. I'm going to go into the queue when we start the Rend event, if it's only a 5-minute queue. So we can put up a prediction for the FELSTRIKER. Will it drop this run? Okay, there we go. Graffiti says, mirror in Ulduar. You had it on your hunter until Ulduar. Alright, that just sounds like you got unlucky on loot in Naxxramas. Theodrim says, did that purple elemental near fountain have any interesting loot for embers? There were 2 elementals near the fountain in Dalaran. One sold you the, like, Night Slayer tier gear, and the other guy sold you fire resistance epics for embers. And it looked like some of the fire resist gear were, like, decent items, right? Like, they had a good amount of agility, hit chance, and attack power on them. So I think they'd, you know, for the most part, be reasonable items to pick if you got unlucky in your heroics. But as far as I could tell, they weren't really preferred, right? I modified my old Wrath spreadsheet to add the, like, agility, hit chance, you know, fire resist leather items, and, like, tried to work out some gear sets that would be better with them, and I always was coming up just a little bit worse. Be funny if it was just Season of Discovery again. Man, seeing all that new fire resist gear on the vendor really makes me worry that they're gonna do some Heat 3 bullshit again. Like, if they knew they weren't going to do some bullshit resistance mechanic, why would they make a bunch of brand new fire resist items and put them on the vendor for the brand new currency? Why would they waste all that effort if there wasn't going to be some bullshit fire resist mechanic? You know, it has me worried. Heat 5 incoming? Let's hope not. Good. 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 Okay, now we go Blade Flurry Killing Spree, the big pack. Look at all this amazing gear. Too bad you can't use it. Put your fire resist back on. Yeah, man. Fucking Season of Discovery Heat 3 fire resist requirement. That mechanic is really, like, extra disappointing to me. Because it's... I feel like, you know, you try new things sometimes, and sometimes they don't land. But I feel like fire resist, hard requirements, or else you get one shot, it should be really easy to guess that players aren't going to like that. You know? That doesn't really feel like it's one where, like, oh, you know, it'd be reasonable to think maybe people would like this. Like, there's no way people would like that. Okay, we're lagging. Oh, shit, we're lagging a lot. Stream is lagging, too. 3:49 p.m. 10:346. 6. Dropped frames. 1.3% of the broadcast. Yeah, definitely feeling the lag here. Alright, we're good. We're good. I wonder if we're gonna get lucky on our random dungeon queues. You know, if we happen to get dungeons we're already saved to, or if we're just gonna hit a bunch of ones we don't need. Weapon can drop from everything in here. No, the weapon only drops from one guy, the Warchief Rend Blackhand. We're gonna go kill him, and if it doesn't drop, we go out and we reset. Definitely still feeling the delay here. Could you start farming Devil Stars again when pre-patch hits? Reforged Dynasty? Like TBC pre-patch? I think Devil Stars will go down in price. Because people will just be like, you screw Devil Star, just about to get TBC gear. And also, even if people wanted gear right now before TBC, they could go for the rank 14 PvP gear. Damn, the delay is awful. We could try going to Anniversary and doing the stealth, runs of Naxxramas for the Frozen Runes. And we could see if that's any different. I don't think so. Like, if it was just lag connecting to the Chinese server, it shouldn't be affecting my stream. Should only be affecting the gameplay and not dropped frames. The fact that it's affecting the stream and causing dropped frames makes me think it's an internet provider issue. What took more runs, FELSTRIKER or Death Charger's Reigns? I don't remember how many runs I did for Death Charger's Reigns. But the secret to getting Death Charger's Reigns is not actually wanting it. I was just doing solo Stratholme runs during Burning Crusade to fill stream hours. And then when I got Death Charger's Reigns, I was like, well, now I have to figure out something else to do on stream. I actually didn't want to get it, but I did. Oh, yeah, I think it is in the video that I made about how many runs. That it was a pretty small amount of runs. Alright, Rend is coming out. Feels like, at least right now, the latency, it doesn't say it's better, but it feels better. Yeah, the game definitely feels more responsive. We at least have a temporary good moment. Hopefully it's just back to being good all day. Yeah, we'll see. Oh, he's coming out soon. Here he is. Goodbye. Boom. Alright, finish looting all the other stuff. Save Rend Blackhand for Oh, I forgot to re-queue. I got distracted with the game lagging so much. Alright, we'll get in that dungeon queue this time. Alright, that's everything looted. I loot these guys? Not in line of sight. Unlucky. Alright, closing stream prediction. This is 183k against 391k. That's actually very slanted for a 2% drop. That's way more believers than the odds would dictate. Alright, ready, set. Warchief, Rend, Blackhand. Oh! 7 runs? Are you serious? 7 runs. And we have the FELSTRIKER. It's right here. It's right there. It's right there. We got the FELSTRIKER. 7 runs. We're done with this garbage. We're 7 runs. Let's go. Yes, dude. That's the fewest runs of any of my rogues to get FELSTRIKER. Right there it is. Right there it is. There it is, boys. 7 runs. 2% drop, by the way. Oh, baby. FELSTRIKER, let's go. Let's go. Okay, look at this. TSB plus FELSTRIKER, living the dream. That's pretty good. I'd say that's pretty good. Let's pay out the believers, the faithful. Let's see. Will it drop this run? Yes. Now you don't have stream content. Okay, so now we level up my other, whatever my next character is going to be. We could start leveling it up. Yep, yeah, we'll just start leveling up the next guy. We'll have to figure out what we're doing. Yep, so there's that. Yeah. Lone rogue FELSTRIKER. Yeah, we have to get the next rogue up and running so we can do more FELSTRIKER farms.